All right, hey guys, welcome. So let me know if that, sorry, I mean if you hear me clearly and everything, just making sure that the audio is good. I was having some technical difficulties on the audio side before I started this, but yeah, just let me know if you hear the audio, if it's clear and everything, uh, and then we can get started. I also do apologize for the fact that there's no camera right now. I really need to invest and buy a new camera. But this is what we got. This is what we work with, right? Until we become a professional streamer and everything, we're just gonna work with the bare bones. So let me know if you hear me clearly and everything, right? So we do have the FOMC minutes. Sorry, not FOMC minutes. The Fed conference coming up, as well as interest rate decision. All right. Predominantly the thing that we're looking at, or what markets are going to move with first, and this tends to be sort of the scenario. In this case, we'll see. Okay, 1 minute. As the market data do come out for the Fed interest rates, which coming up in 7 minutes here. As this does come out, all right, what we're gonna see is an initial move to the upside or swing to the upside, in favor of the US dollar, and then during the Fed press conference is when we would actually be able to tell, well, hey, is this going to be a lasting and continuous move? Is it going to be something in the realm of, all right, we have this initial move just happening, and now we're going to see some sort of correction? All right. So as you can see here, currently the dollar is pushing on 80 USD and 80 CAD, kind of pushing right now too. And you can see this is across the board. Euro USD pushing a little bit. GJ came down and came back up. This was GP USD, same thing. NZD USD should be same thing, right? Looking at USD CAD, we see in this price pushing up, price trying to push up, price tending downwards, but we should relatively see a push up here too as well. All right. And for more the interested parties that want to trade gold, I do think overall here on gold, and let's make a trading prediction real quick. All right, overall here on gold, I do think we could get a continuation back to the upside. Overall, the dollar is still weak, right? The dollar is still weak, highly weak. So with that being said, I do think that we could see a continuation higher up. I would note, however, in order to see this continuation up, I want to see a break above this level here and then see those continuations. So for me, all right, this will be sort of my trade setup here. Looking for to enter right around on the break of this high here, and looking for the price action and momentum to continue pushing price higher up. Now we are coming at the point of the meeting itself, so we need to have some practice some sort of portions. Just because of the fact that this is going to be pretty volatile, especially afterwards we do have that Fed conference, right? So it's gonna be bumpy, guys. It's gonna be bumpy. Right, so 4 minutes for the Fed interest rate to come out here. I didn't have a trade on this earlier on, but as you can see, it didn't pay off, right? I do think I'll actually enter a trade right now on this for that impulse carry to the downside, possibly, right? Again, in a scenario like this, we are expecting price to come out as is. That's why I said, in situations like this, sure. 80 USD, a continuation to the downside, sure. However, as is being with the last Fed hike, or the projections that we did have of last month, I believe was it right? Last month in June month, we had the projections that we'll see interest rate hike twice again for the year. And this is the next hike right here. So we're gonna see that increase. However, with the different economic numbers that we do have for the U.S. economy, it's still looking pretty bearish overall, right? The tone itself is set bearishly. With that being said, if interest rates will come out as expected, they remain the same at 5.5, right? Increase just to 5.5. We may get a spike in favor of the US dollar, but I do not think it's going to be a lasting move. There's no fundamental reason for it to be. So in this case, I do think that gold buys this year is a good setup for me, as well as not necessarily 80 USD buys, but I would say something like Euro USD, for instance. This would be sort of like the buy setup I would look for towards. Buy entry right around here. Now I want to make my stop loss tight but not too tight. So something like this, a 1 to 4. This is great for me. And in terms of the trade setup I'll be looking towards going into, yeah. So you're at Euro USD buys, the scenario here for me. You could say we are in a sort of range consolidation before the news does pop off. Price may spike the downside first and then continue upwards. And what would contribute to that movement would be the Fed conference itself. So we'll have to wait and see what sort of comments we do get by Fed Representative Jerome Powell and how that affects the price action. Usually he's not bearish in tone or bullish, where he's rather neutral. More than likely he's just going to talk about, labor markets being good, sort of, and just about inflationary numbers coming down. Shouldn't have no recessionary fears as fears starts lean away, right? So that may be a contributor to USD bullishness if he does talk about recessionary fears. However, if he does mention it in a negative light, that would cause price to again depreciate in value for the US dollar. So that is what we mainly need to pay attention to, what is said during that time. But for me now, Euro USD buy positions on this seems pretty great. All right. Other than that, I don't have much else that I'm looking at. Really taking it easy, right? So I'm gonna set this here real quick. And something to note as well, guys, be careful of spreads, okay? I cannot stress enough how important it is to be careful of spreads, and that spreads could affect your trading. So you always need to be careful of, the spreads. Because usually times of these high impactful news, spreads do widen, and that could either stop you out or maybe mess up the position that you are currently in already. Especially if you're setting buy stops, sell stops, those sort of things, you could get triggered in both and just end up in a huge throwdown. So it's good to always keep that in mind. Alright, so the buy stop set at 111-10807. Total risk of 50. Alright, so we have 1 minute coming up to the news itself. I was just about to say, interestingly enough, no reaction. But you see, we have the initial reaction here. Like I said, you can see the charts going crazy right now, spreads widening across the board, that sort of thing. Not uncommon. Right, so see, rates came out as is. Alright, so let's just take a look across the board, what we have happening price action wise. Take a look at 80 CAD and 80 USD. Right, 80 USD push back up here. Let's take a look at gold. What was the gold consensus? Price pushed up. So this will be the sort of area where we're looking to enter. And in current candle too, wait until the candle close, obviously, or close to the candle close, to take that impulsive move to the upside, right? Or swing to the upside. Just to be a little bit more on the safe side of things. Alright, so not really much of a reaction. Alright, not too much of a reaction here, as this was widely expected that price would come out as it did. Right, 80 USD, 80 CAD. Yeah, not too much really going on here with this with the news event thus far. Right, like I said, this is just like the initial bulls out of the gate, right? So what we need to pay attention to is a Fed conference coming out in the next 27 minutes, right? That will be our major mover for determining what we're gonna get out of the US dollar. Yep, not much to really discuss going on. Yeah, it's a pretty lackluster movement here. Right. If anybody have anything that they're specifically looking at from the Fed conference, let me know. You know, type it out in the chat. Take a look at those charts together. See what gold's doing. So gold trying to push up a little bit. Right now it doesn't make sense looking for any entries on this until we get like coming closer to the candle close. Yes, we have the Fed conference coming out next 30 minutes. At that point, we'll listen to see what's being said. We'll have like a better, solid picture as to what I expect. Alright. This will set the tone. This will set the tone for the US dollar for the continuation of the week, leading into next week as well, as we do have more news coming out. For the rest of the week, right? Tomorrow we have ECB interest rates. And we have jobless claim numbers looking to be coming out higher, right? So this is a number you want to be lower than the previous. So looking to come out higher. Continuing jobless claims increasing. We have GDP decreasing. Yeah, so that's something we need to pay attention to. The Friday we have personal income, right? So and well PCE numbers as well. Right after that, in next week we have quite a few things next week, right? But we don't need to take a look at that right now. This is what we're focusing on. So price pushing up a little bit like I need to. This is all part of the game, guys. Having patience. Patience is what will pay us. Alright, so I might get triggered in here. I'll let you guys know what happens. But not particularly anything really going on. Hey, what's up? I see very much lackluster markets right now, as it was widely expected to see that 5.5 interest rate, that 25 base point increase. If it was something like a surprise, I'd say we went up by, we went up another 25, right? So instead of coming out 5.5, we came out at 5.75, right? At that point, we are seeing the dollar being heavily stronger, right? But at this time, it's like, okay, markets see whoop, not really much going on. It came out as expected, widely expected. Not really much for us to invest in as we already priced it on that pullback and that sort of thing, right? So that's why we're seeing no hardly to any movement at all. Yep. This is what we call wasteland markets. That's what this is, guys. Wasteland markets. Nothing at all. I do think overall we're just gonna continue with that US dollar bearishness. So we'll see price continue moving further down, or in this case further up. So the Euro USD trade I do have currently set, I'm gonna run, I'm gonna leave it. I'm actually gonna enter a position real soon until the 30-minute candle close. Look at the see price rise in value here on the USD. So I'm actually gonna place that right now. And I'll show you guys my level in a few seconds. Alright. So this is the trade I just placed. So let me just adjust it for you guys so you could see. This was it. Alright, so the entry right here, stop loss right below here. I'm leaving this as is. You have the secondary position here. So if price does manage to, fall back all the way back down here, I get stopped out for a small 1.2 1.5% risk, right? Well, if not, it just continues along. Feel like your AED pulling down a little bit. And one thing that don't make sense to me, the fact that alright, the AD overall is very bearish itself. However, a little rise on the AD side does impact the currency or well all over the AD itself. Which shouldn't be the case because of its weakness. Yeah, these are some disappointing markets. So I'm contemplating, should we wait until the Fed conference itself, or later on we just discuss the movements that we do get and the other live session that we would have Friday, 5 a.m. I'm contemplating. I think I'm gonna just leave this as is, and we'll get back to you guys because it's not really not much, really nothing going on right now. It's literally nothing going on in the markets right now. Alright, so I have two trades on your USD and your AD, a continuation here, and so I'm looking for on your AD. Right, which may be kind of difficult given that how the AD is moving in conjuncture. So I don't know. Alright, so we go follow this here, guys. Really nothing happening. If I took AU, no, I didn't take AU. It doesn't make sense trying to sell this now, right? So I'm fundamentally biased to the short side when it comes to the US dollar. But again, we have to wait and see what Fed Powell says during the Fed conference, because that may affect or change even the price action movement for the dollar itself. So I will wait until afterwards to make a decision on that. But yeah, that's it. That's it. So for ADUSD, this is like no trade here. Like a big X. Alright, the only thing I'll say get involved in, I could get involved in, is that top side movement for Euro USD. Other than that, yeah, not much, guys, not much. Alright, so I'm gonna end it here. Really nothing really happening. Which is, this is cruel. It's cruel, to say the least.